more than 8.5 years since the case was instituted 10 years ago. 8.5 years I was in the same cell.
Months after acquittal in case that took a decade away, former Delhi University professor G.N. Saibaba died at the age of 57 in Hyderabad. Saibaba was acquitted by the Nagpur bench of the Bombay High Court on March 5, nearly 10 years after he was first arrested in an alleged Maoist links case. He was released from Nagpur Central Jail on March 7. But he died this weekend following a post-surgery pain. While some Twitter activists kept asking questions, many of us don't even know the injustice that the justice system of India did to a scholar. Let's see a brief history of this activist scholar from Andhra Pradesh. Delhi University, one of India's most prestigious institutions, has long been a center of intellectual and political debate. Among its ranks was Dr. Gokarakonda Naga Saibaba, a professor of English known for his activism, intellect, and outspoken views. In 2014, this academic figure found himself at the center of one of India's most controversial legal battles, a battle that has pitted human rights activists against the state and raised questions about freedom of speech, dissent, and justice. Saibaba was arrested on May 9, 2014. He and several others had been picked up by the Gadchiroli police in Maharashtra on allegations that they were members of the banned Communist Party of India and its frontal group Revolutionary Democratic Front. Saibaba was accused of arranging a meeting of the other accused, JNU student Hem Mishra and Uttarakhand-based journalist Prashant Rahi, with members of the banned outfits. Born in Andhra Pradesh in 1967, Saibaba grew up in a modest family. Despite being diagnosed with polio at the age of 5, which left him wheelchair-bound, Saibaba excelled academically and was determined to fight for the marginalized communities of India. He became an outspoken activist, focusing on the rights of Adivasis. India's indigenous populations, many of whom are caught in the crossfire of a decades-long Maoist insurgency. His vocal opposition to government policies, which he saw as exploitative of these communities, would later lead to a series of conflicts with the Indian state. In May 2014, Professor Saibaba was arrested under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act (UAPA), accused of being a Maoist sympathizer and conspiring against the Indian state. The charges, according to the government, stemmed from his alleged links with the banned Communist Party of India. Through his time in prison, his family and friends had pushed for his release, insisting that his health was deteriorating rapidly, but always denied permission for parole. Meanwhile, the country saw many convicted criminals getting parole. Time and time, the government argued that Saibaba, despite his physical limitations, played a crucial role in coordinating Maoist activities from urban areas, accusing him of waging a war against the state. The case against Professor Saibaba had drawn widespread international attention. Many believed his arrest was politically motivated, meant to silence his opposition to the government's policies in tribal regions.
In fact, I'm also under trial right now, criminal trial, for having written a piece about Professor Saibaba called Professor POW, where I just said that he should be given bail because his wheelchair was broken. He was having to crawl around his prison cell on all fours. And they, of course, gave him bail but reconvicted him and charged me with contempt of court.
Saibaba's supporters, including international human rights organizations like Amnesty International, argued that his conviction was unjust and that the evidence presented in court was weak. They said he has been punished for his dissenting views, not for any criminal activity. Since his conviction in 2017, Saibaba had been serving a life sentence in Nagpur Central Jail. His imprisonment had raised serious concerns, especially regarding his deteriorating health. His polio-related disabilities, coupled with inadequate medical facilities in prison, had led to a chorus of voices calling for his release on humanitarian grounds. He was 90% disabled. The prison conditions were unbearable for him.
8.5 years I was falling unconscious in the under cell of Nagpur Central Prison. Wheelchair could not go to the toilet. There was no separate toilet. One hole was there, but the wheelchair could not reach. 2 Adivasi boys in my case, first Panduna Rote and later on the rest. They literally carried me to the toilet. See, every time lifting.
On 1st August 2020, his mother passed away. He applied for parole but was denied. He could not see his mother for the last time.
My mother brought me up with great care. She took me in her arms to the school. My child should get education. That is the only goal for her. When she died, I was not allowed to see. Before her death, I was denied parole to go and see her.
Police of Telangana prevented the placement of Professor Saibaba's body at the Amaravirula Stupa at Gun Park. Even in death, his legacy screams to be heard. This case goes beyond just one man. It speaks to the broader issue of how India handles dissent in a democratic society. Are we punishing people for their thoughts and beliefs, or for actual crimes? At the intersection of academia, activism, and the state, Saibaba's case raises difficult questions. How far can a democracy go to protect itself? And at what cost to its principles? This video is dedicated to the ongoing discussions about human rights, freedom of speech, and justice in India.